What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time it's going to be another ranked ladder video utilizing the Pluffy strategy. So going to be playing some more Pluffy games on the ranked ladder, some videos of myself playing the Pluffy strategy. If you haven't seen the last 5 games that I posted with this exact same list and you're interested in some Pluffy gameplay, go ahead on my channel. I have another video I just posted a few days ago with some more games. And then also, if you want to go into the list and why I run certain cards at certain ratios or certain cards at all, then go ahead and look. There's a deck profile also on my channel that you can go check out. Otherwise, we're just going to get straight into the video. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to be looking back over my shoulder quite a bit because my cat just recently got neutered. His name is Light. Yes, Light Yagami. He just recently got neutered, so I'm keeping an eye on him back there while he's being a little conehead. Otherwise, I'm going to turn on the music, and we're going to start off with a game against Katakuri. Katakuri, interestingly, chose to go second. I'm not sure if that would be my strategy, but lucky for them, I opened complete garbage. But lucky for me, as I'm going first, I leader ability into the Zoro. Could have argued to trigger the Gamma there, just so I don't have to take this life, but I also am not afraid to take life against Katakuri because I actively want to take life so they can't burn as much. So that's why I decided to not trigger the Gamma Knife, and it might be useful to kill a 7-mom or something later. But they're just going to play their Hawkins, start swinging, and then they're going to play Soul Focus for 5. I actually choose to give them the life in this scenario. I actually look at a pretty sick play here, so I'm going to go 5. I'm going to leader ability first, go 5 into the Basil Hawkins so they can't burn my last life. And I'm just going to 9-mom them. If they decide to trigger something, obviously I can put it back into life, but they hit no triggers, so we're just going to 9-mom with just the gain a life ability. They are going to have a Captain Kid, however. They're going to tap out for it, so I only have to give a 1k here, and I decide to whether I want to give up one of my, 7 2ks or something, 6 2ks, and then keep the law for a play next turn, but I decide I'm probably just going to end up 9-momming anyway, just so I can go back to 1 life. So we're just going to swing, see what they'll take, see what they won't, and then we can start to pivot later and put a certain amount of Dawn on something, and I actually decide to go against the 9-mom strategy. I just want to put them to 0. They do have a 0 drop on the bottom. I want to put them at 0 and hold up Dawn for the giant because, I mean, look at my hand. I have infinite counter. They do unfortunately hit a Satori, so that's not great for us. But we're going to giant first just to see what we're working with here, and we actually do get a 1k to get out of that 9 perfectly. And then we just have perfect counter for the rest of the swings. Without that Satori, they had 0 chance, but even with it, we still have the perfect counter. So not too shabby there. I think the main learning lesson from that one is, you should probably pick first against Pluffy. Going up against a Blackbeard here next. Our hand's pretty good. We have the 4 Dawn. We have the 4 drop into the 7 drop, and we rip a 5 drop out of life. They're just going to go 8 on 3. That's fine. We'll take it. And I'm thinking about what I want to do here, if I'm going to play Zoro or a 5 drop. So first I'm just going to start 5 because I could see myself playing this Law. They didn't leader ability. I could see myself playing this Law if they decide to take it, and they don't decide to take that one. So we're just going to play this Sanji because it's harder to remove. It gets hit by the jet, what is it? Not the jet pistol, but the other card, finger gun. But while Zoro gets hit by finger gun and black hole, so I decided to play the Sanji. Didn't really work out. They had the finger gun regardless, but we are just gonna play a 7-drop Luffy on 7. They're gonna establish a Burgess. We're gonna go 5-8, play 4-drop, 5-drop on our 9 Dawn turn. And hope they just can't out it. And luckily they play a Lafitte here because I was really scared of Liberation. But they play a Lafitte, so they can't use Liberation. That's good for us. They're going to take a Black Hole. I'm assuming to kill this Zoro. Yep, they're going to kill the Zoro. And then go 10 into the Luffy, and we're just obviously going to counter that. Then they're going to black hole leader. That's fine. We're just going to start 7 into the bird just because they're super low on hand. And draw a card, so we can just actually just clear this board. And I'm not afraid of killing this Lafitte because they're just going to start chaining 10 drops and not be able to play the Lafitte, so no real use in swinging into it. I'm just going to play my 5-drop, my 4-drop blockers. One interesting thing to note, and I believe this is not a bug on the sim, I believe this is actually how it works IRL, is that with the chopper, for some reason I don't really understand it, to be honest. I come from Yu-Gi-Oh, so I'm not, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh rules are much different than One Piece rules and Bandai rules in general. So I'm not exactly sure if this is how it works, and I don't really have any examples that make sense to me why this works, but apparently if you use the blocker chopper's ability to gain blocker, and then they 10 drop teach targeting the chopper and the leader, the chopper still gets the block, apparently. I don't know. I'm not sure if that would be how it would be ruled an event. That's something you should probably ask the head judge before you sit down and start playing the chopper card, but regardless, that's how it works on the sim. We're going to go into the third game for this video. It's going to be against a Doflamingo. I win the die roll, so I'm going to choose to go first. We have Mom, and that's the whole entire reason I keep this hand, because we technically have a 4-drop, and like Kamazo is not the worst 4-drop to be playing against Dofi, because they do play down a lot of 1-drops that you want to be able to kill. And if it does get bounced to hand, it's still a 2K in hand by the law. Unfortunately, we just don't get a 7-drop, and I also keep this hand because I have 9-Mom, and 9-Mom is very good in the matchup. Unfortunately, don't have a 7-drop, but we luckily top deck into one, so we're going to have a pretty good play here. We're going to be able to play the 7-drop Sanji, tap one of the 1-drops, and then KO the other 1-drop with Kamazo, and then we can go 5 to clear the 1-drop, and then 7 into the Weevil, and then 5 into life. They're just going to end up putting us, which is not good for us because we really wanted to keep that 9-Mom in hand. And then they're just going to go 6, and of course, anytime you get you putting someone, they just never draw 2Ks, so, or whenever you putting someone, they draw everything they need, and then whenever you get putting, you draw 0 2Ks, so, you know, that's just how it works. But we're going to play another Sanji, going to tap the pudding, try to clear board here, kill the Piranha with the Kamazo effect, and then just start swinging into that Weevil until they give it to us, hold up a Dawn for Giant. Their hand size life ratio is worrying me at this point in time just because I don't have a 9-Mom and we're sitting at 1 life, but we can still definitely get there. They're going to go 6 and we just don't have any 2Ks. So I think we just have to give up 2 1Ks here, unfortunately, or we just Giant and just say we're never playing a 9-drop. So I decided to give up the 2 1Ks and we top deck into another Giant, which isn't going to do much for us. We really want to see... Hopefully they take these lives and we can proc a law, but that just doesn't happen. But they interestingly tap the boa, which I think is a gigantic misplay on their end. We're just going to be forced to play this law past turn. They're going to Gravity Blade, which once again, I'm not sure why we're Gravity Blading when I have 2 cards in hand, 1 life, but it is what it is. And we top deck into a Mom, so we're not like threatened. We don't have to go for game this turn. Go 7, see what they'll give us. We might go for game or not, depending on how they counter. They decide to counter the second 7, so we're just going to play 9-Mom and pass. They're going to go 5, we'll give them a 1K, and now we probably just have game on board. We'll start 9s. And then a clean 15. That's the game. Alright, so let's go into the next game here. Against another Blackbeard player. They choose to go second. And we have the 4-drop and 2 Giants, so I'm like, it's keepable. It's not the best hand of all time in a Blackbeard because the 9-drop is essentially a brick, but we do have a way to filter the brick. And we have the 4-drop, so it's pretty good. I mean, it's alright, you know. We top deck into another 3rd Giant and a Luffy Taro, which is really good for us. We're going to grab the Zoro just in case they let us have on plays next turn, which is obviously never going to happen, but we could hold the Zoro for later. for like after our 7 dawn turn, like maybe establish a 4 and a 5 drop or something on our 9 dawn turn. They're just going to go 7 after searching with the Hachinosu. We top deck into another terrible card for the matchup, but they're just going to establish a dot Q, so not a very good turn for the opponent. They're going to have to rely on triggers in this match, it looks like. And we do get into our 5 drop, so our 9 dawn turn's looking pretty good. If we could just somehow get these bricks out of our hand. We're just going to hard play Leafy Taro because I really always just like playing Leafy Taro on 7. It's a very good body. If anything, it's an 8K. Obviously, it's just an 8K vanilla. But a 7 drop is like decently hard for Teach to kill, especially this early on curve. And I really want to keep my 4 drop, 5 drop play next turn, so I'm going to give up a 2K over this 5K swing. And they're going to leader ability, of course. We're just going to kill the Lafitte because they're still not going to 10. I don't want them to Lafitte next turn. If they were going to 10, then I probably wouldn't. I would probably just go 5, 8 at life. But they are going to 8 instead, so I'd just rather them not Lafitte next turn. Put down 2 bodies, pass turn. Only 2K in hand, but we're not threatened for game by any means. And if they just want to put everything on leader and swing into Leafy Taro, you know, be my guest. So they're going to have to play down another Lafitte. Search into a stronger. They're going to play Kuzan, play out Van Augur. Van Augur the Zoro, dot Q the Zoro, and then just go 6. So very underwhelming turn, in my opinion, from the Blackbeard player. They're just not able to keep up with the board. And we have some giants here in case we don't get the game next turn. They're going to leader ability discard a jet or a finger gun. And here we're just gonna, I think we start 9. Probably safe to go 7 with Sangoro. But we're gonna go 9 because we can go 9, 9, 11 if they take everything. And if they counter out of this, we can also just go 8. Hold up 3 Gum Gum Giants, or just 5, I guess. Okay, we're gonna play the kid, hold up a Gum Gum Giant. We probably don't need 3, so that's probably the better play. And we establish another body for them to try and remove. And it makes the 10 drop a lot less scary. They're going to Hachinosu into a Van Augur. They're going to take a minute to think about this one. So they're gonna double Van Augur, dot Q on Luffy Taro. Now I guess go 9 into the Sangoro, but we obviously have Giant. And we should just be able to close out the game through pure math. A 9. Even through a trigger, we win this one. And they ended up having the trigger, but can't stop a 12. Alright, let me pull up the next video here. A little discombobulated. Alright, and the last one for this video is going to be against red purple Luffy. They're going to steal our going first curve, but we do have like a decent hand, I guess. I can't tell if I mulliganed. I don't believe I did. We draw into a Zoro and search into a Luffy Taro, so that's pretty good. So now we just have perfect curve. They're just going to go 9. We'll take it, of course. We're going to go 6 to 6. They give us a 2K, so that's fantastic. Gonna take our life and play our Zoro, get a 2K. Because we already have the curve. But they're gonna play, what's this guy's name? Yasop. Swing 7, makes leader 7 until the end of my turn. I'm gonna give a 2K, 1K off for that because we are getting a little low on life. But we do not have to take our life for our leader ability. So I'm deciding whether I want to play Sangoro or double Zoro Jiro. I decide for just the Sangoro pass because their leader is 7. So I can't swing. Trying to think of why I did not double Zoro there. Usually I do like to double Zoro. Or, you know, play the Zoro just to get it out of filter hand a little bit. Decide not to here. I think my next turn was going to be the double Zoro, so that's why I did that. They're just going to go 9-9. We'll counter out of the second one. Keep the Nami in hand just in case we need it. And they're just holding up 1, I guess, for Gum Gum Giant. And we do have the 9-drop in our hand, but I think, before I even see what I do here, I think my play right now, as I'm watching this game, would be Luffy Taro into Zoro and not the 9-drop. That way I can still swing at life. Okay, yep, so that is what we end up doing. We get 2 bricks out of hand, and we end up searching out a 2K, and we can still go 6-8, 6-6, 6-8. And I just see no way that Purple Luffy can come back from this, besides like maybe baiting me into playing into the 10-drop. You know, skip turn Luffy. But they are going to play Dragon. Put 2 Dawn under leader. Go 8 at life. We're going to give 2K, 2K. And then go 9 at life. Take it. We hit a Mom. But we're likely, if we can't get game here because of the Giants, probably just going to end up playing Nami or Kid. We're going to start 6, see what we draw. Like 1K counter. We'll go 8, 8. See if they're willing to use that Giant. They are not. So now I think we just go 6, 6. Leader ability 15. Okay, we're going to go 6, 8. Try to draw out a Giant. Draws out a Rab Beam. So we could definitely go for game, but I think, yeah, the safer play is simply to play the Nami swing 8. Oh, we're just going to leader ability. Okay, well, the safer play was definitely Nami swing 8, because if they do have a Giant, which was the next card in their deck, if they have a Giant, they can get to 10. 2K, 2K gets out of it. So we definitely should have just played the Nami and not risked it, but hey, sometimes you just ball like that. But regardless, let's look at the list one more time. That's all the games for today. Really liking the Pluffy strategy, but I'm also really enjoying the Limb strategy as well. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up taking to Peoria this weekend, but we'll see. I'm leaning a little bit more towards Pluffy the more I test in Limb, but we'll see how it goes down. Regardless, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.